Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. This is Force, and today for you I have a recap of all of the major news and announcements from BlizzCon 2014. Unfortunately, I myself was unable to actually physically attend the event, but what this does mean is I can give you updates and announcements basically right after when it happens. So we got big major news for 4 franchises: Heroes of the Storm, Hearthstone, StarCraft 2, and Overwatch. There was some general discussion in the opening ceremony about World of Warcraft, and Diablo 3 wasn't even actually brought up, so apparently they have no big news for that franchise. But let's go ahead and jump right in to all the major news and announcements that we have heard so far. Starting off with Heroes of the Storm, 3 brand new playable heroes were revealed. First, we have got Jaina, who from the footage appears to have an area of effect freeze, the ability to summon a water elemental, and I think she might have a blizzard spell, although I'm not absolutely certain. Thrall with a frontal shockwave attack, a lava burst, and an AoE smash, and then lastly the Lost Vikings, which appear to be the first playable character that is actually a separate microable unit. It looks like you can micro them individually, which is something that will be new to Heroes of the Storm. 2 brand new battlegrounds were revealed. First, the Sky Temple, which is Egyptian themed, and apparently you can summon some sort of a pharaoh creature. And then the Tome of the Spider Queen. Only a brief clip was shown for this. It just looks like an underground layer. I don't really know much else. Ranked play will be coming to Heroes of the Storm, as well as a bunch of new skins, as is expected. And then lastly, it was revealed that the closed beta will be starting on January 13th, 2015. Next up, we've got some Hearthstone news. Firstly, that the game will be coming to Android tablets this December, and then also the first official expansion. Titled Goblins vs. Gnomes, this expansion will be adding over 120 brand new cards that should be wild and zany, as the goblins and gnomes are with all of their tinkering. This expansion will be launching very soon, apparently in December, so just a few weeks away from getting over 120 new cards to the game. We expect to hear more information in a panel about these cards and mechanics later in the day. Next up, StarCraft 2. The Legacy of the Void cinematic trailer was revealed, showing some awesome Protoss action. It was discussed that this will be the full conclusion to the StarCraft trilogy, and it's also going to be a standalone game, which means you don't need to own the prior installments, Wings of Liberty or Heart of the Swarm. Now, there wasn't a lot of detail discussed about this, so I'm not exactly sure how it's going to work for people who do already own those installments, and if there's going to be a price difference if you're just upgrading or if you're just buying the standalone product to jump right into StarCraft. Also, some cool little notes: the Lurker is coming back, and then there's going to be a new 2-player co-op mode known as Archon. And lastly, for major announcements, undoubtedly the biggest news: the brand new IP known as Overwatch, a 6 vs 6 team-based multiplayer shooter, which seems to combine elements from cooperative shooters like Team Fortress and MOBAs, with having a vast variety of characters. As of now, 12 playable characters have been fully revealed, and there are going to be more to come, all of which have unique abilities as well as ultimate abilities. This game is focused on objective gameplay. This is not a team deathmatch game. There will be no team deathmatch mode. There's just going to be multiple objectives, which sort of reminds me as to their design philosophy for Heroes of the Storm, where they're going to have different maps with completely different objectives on them. The beta for Overwatch will be starting at some point in 2015. You can register now over at playoverwatch.com. This is something that I'm very excited for. I've always been a fan of shooters and Blizzard games, obviously, if you watch my channel, and what I've seen from Overwatch looks really awesome. I actually put up a brief introduction video just prior to this one, so if you head on over to my channel, you can check that out. I talk about Overwatch, I talk about the 12 playable characters who have been revealed so far, and I'm most certain that this will be a game that I will be covering in the future. It's just based off of gameplay footage. Obviously, a lot of it's going to come down to how it plays, but if I know me Blizzard, it's that they are not without fault, but they sure do know how to make games that feel and play very good. And so that's why I'm quite excited to learn some more about Overwatch. So once again, we didn't get a whole lot of new news and announcements for World of Warcraft, and we heard nothing so far about Diablo 3, although there is a panel later this afternoon. I will be continuously updating if we see any more big major revelations or announcements. I might do a follow-up video specifically for some of my favorite franchises like Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm, and then some more detailed information about Overwatch. So if you're interested in that, keep an eye here on the channel. Thanks guys so much for watching this recap of all the major announcements thus far from BlizzCon 2014. Hope you have a fantastic afternoon. I will see you guys tomorrow. Keep watching and keep owning.